Hey guys, what's up? It's Rookie Revolution back with another video, and today I will be analyzing even more of the biggest what ifs in the challenge's history. The way it works is I will talk about a popular challenge what if, like what if Bananas and Devin were partners on Final Reckoning. Then I will break it down and I'll tell you my thoughts and how I think it would have played out. This is the 4th edition to my what if series, so I recommend you watch the first 3 parts first. The playlist is in the description and I don't think you will regret clicking on it. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take the money and run, Teach.
Okay, the first what if we have is what if Joss doesn't vote in Georgia on War of the Worlds 2? Does he still get purged? Does he win the season? Thank you to Adam Henley for this suggestion. Okay, this one is a lot. Let's go way back to find out why Joss even voted in Georgia and why this potentially screwed him out of becoming a challenge champion. Kaylee and Georgia were butting heads all season. In fact, it was a huge storyline that they did not like or trust each other.
I don't trust Georgia. Georgia loves to be the center of attention, but now there's a new bitch in town.
I get bad vibes from Kaylee.
Mission accomplished. I've managed to piss off Georgia yet again.
Do you know why I'm down here? Because Kaylee's so scared. She knows she's the person on our team. And Kaylee's had it out for me. She's manipulated everyone to get me thrown down here, and I do not want her to get to see me go home.
Georgia's going home, so I won this one.
Georgia was one of the best performing women on her team, and with that came some entitlement, which Kaylee did not like, and just wanted to put Georgia in her place and get her out of the house. This caused a war all season and split the UK team in half, with one side being mostly Theo, Bear, Georgia, and Jenny, and the other side mainly being Rogan, Joss, Kaylee, and Dee. Kaylee's side had the political game on lockdown, and that left Georgia and her side very vulnerable. And finally, in late game, Kaylee and Joss were in a tribunal together, and Kaylee convinced Joss that it was in his best interest to vote Georgia in instead of someone from the opposing team, which is kind of dumb. I don't know why you would want to vote someone from your own team in, especially being that the UK team was losing constantly and were considerably weaker than Team US.
Georgia, you going in?
It's so idiotic. Joss hasn't clued on to what I'm doing, but he doesn't really think. Come on, Joss. I know that he's got a brain.
Well, Georgia got voted in by a hesitant Joss and went home. But a complete and utter war brewed from this. Even TJ was yelling at them.
Georgia. Joss, I've never done anything to you. To my eyes, Joss. I have done nothing to you over. I've done nothing. I would never have done.
Georgia!
Trust Joss to be going bloody last. If you deviate from the numbers, they'll just put you in next.
Saying Georgia, I'm sorry.
Joss, you let Kaylee put your own teammate in because you don't like me. I trusted you. No, I trusted you. It's disgusting.
A little while after that, there was a purge, right before the end, that involved swimming. Joss and Kaylee ended up as a pair, and you guessed it, they lost. Now, what I think is that if Joss saved Georgia, he would have been partners with her in this purge instead of Kaylee, and not gotten last. Joss then makes the final easily, and in my opinion, probably wins the season and becomes a challenge champion, all because he spared Georgia.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
I'm not worried about being paired up with Kaylee.
I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna win this.
I have never seen somebody swim with so little intensity.
Eliminated right now, Joss and Kaylee.
The only thing I can do is get better at swimming and come back stronger.
Karma is a bitch. Georgia would have kicked everyone's butt in this swim, but you decided to protect Kaylee? That's what you get for protecting somebody who can't perform.
All in all, it was a dumb move, and Kaylee in the end didn't even care she lost. Kaylee had an amazing political game, but she was without a doubt one of the worst performing Brits. And Joss followed her blindly, which didn't make a lot of sense to me. Yeah, I know they have history with being exes, but still, Joss really screwed himself in the game. Joss has said in the past that Kaylee thinks she owns him, and he proved her right.
Kaylee Morris, she thinks she owns me.
The next what if we have is what if Evan and Coral do not get injured on Fresh Meat 1 and don't have to leave the game? Do they win? Thank you to Mr. Hat for this suggestion. Evan and Coral were one of the most dominant pairs in challenge history, and I don't really think anyone can debate otherwise. I mean, they won 5 out of 10 daily challenges they competed in, and only lost some due to throwing them.
Evan and Coral in first place. Evan, Coral, congratulations. In first place, Coral and Evan. Coral and Evan, first place. First place again, Coral and Evan.
Every team was afraid of them, and they looked unstoppable. unbearable. That is, until Evan got a serious hernia, and although he tried to play through it, it kept getting worse. To make matters even worse, Coral got a knee injury, which in the end forced them to go home as it was not medically safe for either of them to continue competing.
I was told that I have an athletic hernia.
My kneecap is out of place.
The doctor said game over. Whether I choose to listen, I don't know.
Coral and Evan, you guys have sustained multiple injuries throughout the challenge. You guys can't compete anymore. I'm really sorry.
Us leaving is the best thing to happen to the rest of the competitors. There's a place open for another #1 team. Bet you're glad I'm hurt.
This put the question on everyone's minds that if this did not happen, would they have won? I think there are a few factors in this. One being that a huge part in this season's elimination format were that they weighed your luggage for the exile race. Evan and Coral did not see an exile while they were there at all. But I think if they stayed, they would have at least seen one. And we don't know how much their luggage weighed. It could have been an unbearable amount. Another factor is who they go into the finals against. A little fun fact is that this season's final was meant to be a 4-person final, but it was changed to a 3-person final when they got DQ'd.
Final challenge will only have 3 teams instead of 4.
So the final 3 of Wes and Casey, Kenny and Tina, and Darrell and Aviv either changes or we just add Evan and Coral to it, which honestly I find to be the most likely scenario. So if Evan and Coral were just the 4th team in the final, their biggest competition would be Darrell and Aviv. Darrell was on a 3-win streak at that time and is almost unbeatable in finals. I don't know if they could have beaten Darrell. I really don't know if anyone can beat Darrell in a final. It's just such a toss-up between the two teams, though honestly, it's a 50-50 chance. But if Evan and Coral won, that would have ended Darrell's win streak at 3 wins instead of 4, and he would probably only have 3 wins in the end. But as Evan said, these two really were a match made in heaven.
She says, I will eat dog for that money. And that moment I knew it was a match made in heaven.
Exile, whatever that means. We don't give a I eat babies.
Okay, the last one I'm going to be doing for this part is what if Nelson does not sacrifice himself for Corey on Total Madness? Thank you to Rich X Wolf and Jack Cohener Films for this suggestion.
Corey and I, we've grown so much throughout the years. I see him every day being the best father he can be, and I'm so proud of him.
On the very last elimination on Total Madness, Corey was on the chopping block and probably going to go in. We all know Corey and Nelson are practically brothers, so Nelson heard about this and quickly volunteered himself because of Corey's kids, and Nelson did not want to risk Corey going home.
Let's be real, just put me in then. Corey has a little girl at home. There's another kid on his way. I'd rather him give a better shot at winning $1 million. I want to give my brother Corey the best shot in this final. For Ryder and a little angel coming his way.
Nelson went into the hall brawl against Rogan and unfortunately lost. Now, if Nelson decided not to volunteer, Corey would have gone up against Rogan in hall brawl. And who would have won? This is super hard to predict, but based off past eliminations, factoring in speed and strength, I honestly think Corey probably just barely takes it. Because let's face it, he has that pressure and hunger in him to win, and he probably wouldn't make the same mistakes Nelson did.
If Nelson just lets go right now, he has a clear, short path to his belt, and he will take round 1.
Now, the bigger thing this scenario dictates is now Nelson is in the final, and we all know this final. It was a snow final and relied heavily on being able to ski. I have no clue if Nelson can ski or not. Your guess is as good as mine. But even then, the math problem at the end, that's what got Corey. And I think it would get Nelson too. So in the end, all this really changes is Nelson and Corey being in a final together. But I really don't think either of them win. Maybe Nelson gets second if he can do the math faster than Corey, Kyle, and Fessy. But that's about it.
I have no regrets for being down here for my brother Corey. I'll do it again and again and again.
I'm sorry there were only 3 what ifs, but trust me, I have more coming and they are only going to get bigger and better. I also have a very exciting top 10 video coming out next, and I cannot wait for you all to see it, as well for the future videos I have planned. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, but very importantly, follow me on Twitter, link in the description, for updates and just cool things on videos. Leave a challenge what if in the comments for a chance for it to be featured in a future part. I will see you all very soon, and until next time, which is soon, take care.